Okay, a very good morning to one and all. So in the previous class, we have discussed about the trial balance. So in the trial balance, how many methods are there totally? We are having the three methods. First one is called as gross method or total method. Second one is called as net method or balancing method. Third one is called as combination of both. In that we have to follow the net method or balance method. In the total method, we will record only the debit total on the debit side, credit total on the credit side. In the balance method, we will record the balances. Okay, now if the ledger account is having the debit balance, means we will record on the debit side. If the ledger account is having the credit balance, means we will record on the credit side. Next, in the combination of both, means we will record the totals and as well as balances. Okay, now next, how many formats are there? We are having the two formats. First one is called as T-shaped format. Second one is called as statement format. We can use any format while preparation of trial balance. Next one, if the both the sides are not equal, then it is called as a then which account will come to the picture? Suspense account. If the debit side is more, then suspense account will be on the credit side. Then suspense account will have the credit balance. We have to transfer to the liability side of the balance sheet. If the credit side is more, then the suspense account will be on the debit side. Then it is called as a debit balance, will be transferred to the balance sheet asset side. Okay, now suspense account is an imaginary account. It is not a personal account, real account and nominal account. What is the ultimate objective of the trial balance? In order to find out the arithmetical accuracy of the double entry system. Nothing but double entry system. Okay, now it is a first step, second step, third step. Third step, recording, classifying and summarizing. So the preparation of trial balance is called as a summarizing. Here in this trial balance, in this statement, total year information will be available or month information is available. Total year, whether we are following the financial year, means total financial year information will be available. By way of using this trial balance, we can easily prepare the final accounts. Okay, na guys? Okay. Next one, we're having the adjustments. Okay, now first adjustment is called as closing stock. Closing stock will be recorded in the case of if you record the adjusted purchase in the trial balance, then only we will record the closing stock. Otherwise, we will not record the closing stock. What is the meaning of adjusted purchase? Opening stock plus purchase minus closing stock. Okay, now then only we will record the closing stock in the trial balance. Okay, now so adjusted purchase should be recorded on the debit side of the trial balance, and the closing stock also should be recorded on the debit side of the trial balance. Next, reserve and provisions will have the credit balances. Okay, now I will discuss later point of time. Next one, cost of goods sold. What is the meaning of cost of goods sold? Cost incurred for sale of a particular product is called as a cost of goods sold. What is the formula for the cost of goods sold? Opening stock plus purchases plus direct expenditure minus closing stock. Okay, now here if you record the cost of goods sold in the trial balance, at which side we have to record? We have to record on the debit side of the trial balance. If we record the cost of goods sold, we no need to record opening stock, purchases plus direct expenditure, but we need to record closing stock in the trial balance. Okay, now if you record opening stock and purchases in the trial balance, means we should not record the closing stock in the trial balance, because the closing stock will come from either from the opening stock or from the purchases. These are the adjustments we have discussed, and we have solved how many questions? 3 questions in the trial balance chapter. Okay, now first one is the simple one. Second one, we have to rectify. Either debit should be. Okay, now what is the third one? In the third one, cost of goods sold. What is the third one? Third question. Third question about mismatch amounts. Okay, now we have recorded some amount. Okay, now we have to record another amount like that. Okay, now. So next, in this class, we are going to solve the. We'll take one question. For that question, we'll pass the journal entries and we will prepare the ledgers and we'll prepare the trial balance. Okay, na? So please open the workbook. Okay, now for the fourth question, first we are going to pass the journal entries. Then after what ma? Then after we have to prepare the ledgers, and then after we have to prepare the trial balance. If you complete this one, you have to do the homework. First question, third question, fifth question. Okay, na on your own. And sixth question. From sixth question onwards, subsidiary books are. No. Sixth question is also same journal, ledger, and trial balance. From seventh question onwards, subsidiary books, I think so. Directly, I will write the journal entries. Okay, na? Because we have discussed all the things in a clear manner. Okay, na? So please open the question number 4. Okay, now what is the format? What is the format, guys? For journal, question number 4. What is the party name? Journal entries in the books of Mr. Roy. Journal entries in the books of Mr. Roy. What is the format? Date, particulars, debit amount, and credit amount. LF means ledger folio, because we will transfer this journal entries into the ledgers. Next one, debit amount or debit rupees or credit rupees. Okay, what is the first journal entry they have given, ma? He started a business with a capital of plant, bank, and stock. Okay, now we already discussed this journal entry in the 20 journal entries. Okay, now yes or no? We have started the business with cash and I have discussed now. Please open this one. We have started the business with cash and billing. Yes or no? Cash of rupees how much? 1 lakh, and billing of rupees how much, ma? 10 lakhs. Made investment into the business by its owner. Okay, na same. But here we have taken only the two things. What are the two things? Cash and billing. So cash comes into the business and billing also comes into the business. So both are assets or liabilities? Both are assets. So assets will have the debit balance increases. So what we have to do? We have to do debit. So what is the entry we have recorded, ma? Cash account debit, billing account debit to capital account. Now, by way of referring this journal entry, please tell for this transaction what is the journal entry. So we have started the business with what, ma? Plant, bank balance and stock. Okay now. Here the plant, sorry. Here the plant is called as what ma? Asset. Okay now. Comes into the business or goes out? Comes into the business. So plant, asset, debit balance increases. What we have to do? Debit. Next, bank. What is the meaning of bank? Bank is also an asset. Okay now. The bank balance increases or decreases? Bank balance increases. So bank asset increases. Debit balance, what we have to do? Debit. Next is stock means what ma? Nothing but closing stock. Okay na. Stock comes into the business or goes out? Stock also comes into the business. So stock, asset, debit balance increases debit. Then who has bring this plant and bank and stock? Owner. Okay, our proprietor has brings into the business. So that instead of owner, what we have to put? We have to put the word called as capital. Here the capital is called as a representative personal account. So capital is asset or liability? Liability. So that liability increases or decreases? Increases. Okay, now we have to be payable in the future. So liability, credit balance increases credit. So what is the entry we will get? Plant account debit, bank account debit, stock account debit to what ma? To capital account. So we have to record that one. What is the entry? What is the date? They have given the date or not? Yes, sir. 1st April 2021. First April 2021. Plant account debit. Next one what ma? Bank account debit. Next one stock account debit. So what is the plant amount? Plant amount is 10,000, bank 8,000, stock 12,000. 10,000, 8,000 and 12,000. We have debited, so that we are recording on the debit column. Okay na guys. So here in the credit side, we should not write anything. So to capital account. How much ma? What is the total amount? 30,000 should be recorded on the credit side. Now, next one. If you write this one, okay na, if anyone seen, if any outside party have seen this journal entry means, he will understand, he will not understand. He is not able to understand. Then we need to write the narration. What we need to write ma? We need to write the narration. What is the narration? Narration will be starting with the being. Brief explanation about the journal entry is called as a narration. So here, owner started the business with plant, bank and the stock. So being owner started business with plant, bank and stock. Plant, bank and stock. So like that we need to post the journal entries in the journal. Journal, what is the meaning of journal? It is a book. Okay na. In which order we have to write the journal entries? Chronological order. What is the meaning of chronological order? Date wise. Day wise, sorry. So what is the next journal transaction they have given ma? The next transaction is brought furniture for resale. They have brought the furniture for resale. That means what is the meaning of that one? Here the furniture is called as good or asset. Here the furniture is called as good. Okay now, because the ultimate objective is for resale, so that we have to treat the furniture as a good. So what are the two outcomes? Brought means what ma? Purchases. So purchases and cash are the two outcomes. Purchases and cash are the two outcomes. So purchase means expenditure, debit balance increases debit. Next one cash. comes into the business or goes out? Goes out. So that the cash asset debit balance decreases credit. What is the entry we will get, ma? Purchase account debit to cash account. How much? 5,000. 5,000. So 2nd April 2021. 2nd April 2021. What is the entry, guys? Purchases account debit. Because already we have clearly discussed in the previous classes, so that I am not discussing in an elaborate way. We are directly writing the entries. So purchase account debit to cash account. What is the amount, ma? 5,000. 5,000. So what is the narration we need to write? Being goods purchased for cash. Okay, now what is the next point, ma? Brought furniture for office decoration. That means what, ma? What is the objective of for purchase of this furniture, ma? To use that, to resell, to use, so that this furniture is called as an asset. Now what are the two outcomes? Furniture and cash are the two outcomes. So furniture asset debit balance comes in means increases. Okay, now furniture asset debit balance increases debit. Cash asset debit balance decreases credit. So what is the entry? Furniture account debit to cash account. Same data, different data? Same date. So 2nd April 2021. So furniture account debit to cash account. What is the amount, ma? 3,000 and the 3,000. What is the narration we need to write? Being furniture purchased for cash. Is there any doubts up to here, ma? Because simple journal entries we already discussed. What is the next transaction they have given, ma? The next transaction is paid rent out of personal cash of rupees how much, ma? 2,000. Okay, na? We paid rent, or owner paid the rent? Owner paid for him from his personal cash. Okay, now owner is not utilized the business amount. Okay, now owner is utilized its personal amount in order to repayment of business rent, or shop rent. Okay, now rent is an expenditure or income or gain. Rent is an expenditure, debit balance increases debit. But here the business cash goes out, or owner paid. Owner paid. We have to be paid to the owner. Okay, now instead of owner, we use the name called as what, ma? Capital. Again the liability increases or decreases? Again liability increases. So capital, liability, credit balance increases credit. Okay, now guys, are you getting my point? Okay, now owner paid from his personal cash. So that outcomes, what are the two outcomes, ma? Rent and the capital are the two outcomes. So rent expenditure debit balance increases debit. Next capital, liability, credit balance increases credit. We should not use the owner name in the books of accounts, because it is an internal liability or external liability? Internal. In order to bifurcate, in order to show the difference between the inside our owner and the outside person, we are using the word called as capital. Okay, na? So what is the date, ma? What is the date of transaction? 3rd April 2021. Rent paid account debit to capital account. Amount is 2,000. 3rd April 2021. Rent paid account debit to capital account. 2,000 and 2,000. Guys, is everything fine or not? So what is the narration we need to write, ma? Brief explanation about the journal entry. Being rent paid being rent paid by owner from his personal cash. Okay, guys, completed. What is the next transaction they have given, ma? Sold furniture out of those for resale. What is the meaning of this one? We have purchased furniture for resale. How much amount of furniture we have purchased for resale, ma? 5,000 rupees. These are sold. Our office decoration was sold. These goods were sold. Nothing but normal sales, asset sales. Goods sales, normal asset sales, goods sales. So what are the two outcomes? Sales and cash are the two outcomes. So what is the entry? Cash account debit to sales account. Cash asset debit balance increases debit. Sales income credit balance increases credit. So what is the entry we'll get, ma? Cash account debit to sales account. 8th 6,000. 8th April 2021. Cash account debit to sales account. What is the amount, ma? 6,000 and 6,000 being goods sold for cash. Being goods sold for cash. What is the next transaction he has given, ma? Paid salary to Mr. X. What is the entry, ma? We already discussed it. Yes or no? Paid salary to Mr. X means what are the two outcomes? Salary and X, salary and cash. Salary and cash. Salary expenditure debit balance increases debit. Cash asset debit balance goes out. Okay na? So decreases credit. So what is the entry will get, ma? Salary account debit to cash account. So 1200. So 12th April 2021, salary account debit to cash account. What is the amount, ma? 1200 and 1200 being salary paid by way of cash. What is the next transaction he has given, ma? Purchase of goods from Mr. Mukherjee for cash. For cash. Whether this one is a cash transaction or credit transaction, because they have clearly specified that, okay na, for cash. So what are the two outcomes will come to the picture? Purchases and cash. Purchases expenditure debit balance increases debit. Cash asset debit balance decreases credit. So what is the entry will get, ma? Purchase account debit to cash account. Okay na, because here clearly specified that what, ma? Cash transaction 3000. So 15th April 2021, purchases account debit to cash account. How much, ma? 3000. Being goods purchased for cash. What is the next transaction, ma? Sold goods to Mr. Sen on credit. Okay na. So what are the two outcomes? Sales and Sena, sales and cash. Sales and Mr. Sen. Okay. Sales income credit balance increases credit. Sen. Here we are selling the goods on a credit basis, so that Sen will become a debtor. Sen will become what, ma? Debtor. So Sen debtor asset debit balance increases or decreases? Increases. At the time of credit sales, the debtor value will be increases. At the time of repayment by the debtor value will be decreases. At the time of discount allowed, the debtor balance will be decreases. At the time of bad debts, the debtor value will be decreases. At the time of sales returns, the debtor value will be decreases. So what is the entry we'll get, ma? Mr. Sen account debit to sales account. Mr. Sen account debit to sales account. What is the date, ma? 18th April 2021, and amount is 8th. So 18th April 2021, Mr. Sen account debit to sales account. The amount was 8,000 rupees debit and 8,000 rupees credit, being goods sold on credit basis. Being goods sold on credit basis. What is the next transaction, ma? Just a minute. What is the next transaction, guys? Mr. Sen returned goods value of rupees how much, ma? 1000. Here, Mr. Sen is returning to us. Yes or no, ma? So, sales returns or purchase returns? Sales returns. In the case of sales returns, the debtor value will be decreases or increases? Decreases. So, what are the two outcomes? Sales returns and Mr. Sen. Sales returns is an expenditure because we are categorizing it as what, ma? Because of sales returns, sales value will be decreases. So sales is equal to income means we are creating that what, ma? Sales returns will be expenditure. So sales returns expenditure, debit balance increases debit. Mr. Sen debtor, okay na, asset debit balance decreases credit. So what is the entry, ma? Sales returns account debit to Mr. Sen account. Okay na, 20th April 1000. So 20th April 2021. What is the entry, ma? Sales returns account debit to Mr. Sen account. What is the amount, ma? 1000 rupees. 1000 rupees. Being sales returns made by Mr. Sen. So what is the next transaction, ma? Received cash from Mr. Sen of 6,500 in full settlement. So what is the meaning of this transaction, sir? We have received the cash from Mr. Sen of rupees 6,500. Actually, we made the credit sales of rupees how much, ma? 8,000 rupees. In that, he has returned 1,000 rupees. Then what is the balance of the debtor account? 7,000. For the 7,000, he has made the payment of rupees only 6,500. What is the balance amount? 500. That 500 is called as discount allowed. We already discussed it. Yes or no? So we are going to write the separate entries only, okay na? Because we are in the initial stage, we are going to write the separate entry for the receipt of the cash from the debtor and for the discount allowed to the debtor. On which date, ma? 22nd. How much amount we have received? 6,500. So what is the entry, ma? Cash account debit to Mr. Sen account, because cash asset debit balance comes in, so that increasing and debit. Next, Mr. Sen value will be increases or will be decreases? Will be decreases. We already discussed or not? Yes. So Sen debtor asset debit balance decreases credit. So cash account debit to Mr. Sen account. Okay na, guys? Did you get my point or not? Next, at the time of discount allowed, what are the two outcomes, ma? Discount allowed and debtor. Discount allowed and debtor. Who is the debtor here? Sen. So discount allowed, okay, now loss, debit balance increases debit. Next one, Mr. Sen, debtor, debit balance, asset, debit balance decreases credit. So discount allowed account debit to Sen account. What is the amount of discount allowed? 500. How we have got, ma? We have made the sales of rupees 8,000. He has returned goods of rupees how much, ma? 1,000. He has made the payment of rupees 6,500. What is the balance amount? The balance amount is 500. We are treating it as what, ma? Discount allowed, because here they have used the word called as what, ma? They have used the word called as full settlement. That means we will get the 500. We will not get 500. We will not get 500. We are treating it as what, ma? Discount allowed. So 22nd April 2021. What is the entry, ma? Cash account debit to Mr. Sen account. How much amount we have received ma? 6,500 and 6,500. Being cash received from debtor. Being cash received from debtor, or we can write Mr. Sen, no problem. So on the same date, what is the another entry ma? 22nd April 2021. Either we can write the compound entry or either we can write the individual entries. Okay, now what are the two outcomes ma? Discount allowed and sane. So discount allowed account debit to Mr. Sane account. How much? What is the balance ma? 500 and 500. How did we get the 500 ma? We have made the 8,000 minus 1,000 for the returns minus 6,500 for the receipt. So the balance amount is 500. Okay na guys? So being discount allowed to debtor. Okay na guys? What is the next transaction ma? So brought goods from Mr. Bose on a credit. So we have purchased the goods on a credit basis. So what are the two outcomes ma? Purchase and creditor. Purchase and creditor. Who is the creditor here? Mr. Bose. So purchase as expenditure, debit balance increases debit. The Bose means what ma? Creditor liability increases or decreases? Increases. So creditor liability increases credit. So what is the entry ma? Purchase account debit to Mr. Bose account. On which date? 28th. So 28th April 2021. So purchases account debit to Mr. Bose account. How much ma? 5,000 rupees and 5,000 rupees. Being goods purchased on credit basis. Being goods purchased on credit basis. So what is the final entry ma? Okay na. Next. So in this entry we have to divide into the three parts. How many parts ma? Three parts. In this transaction, returned goods to Mr. Bose of rupees how much ma? 500. Return goods to Bose means we have returned, Bose has returned, we have returned. So the purchase returns are sales returns are purchase returns. What are the two outcomes? Purchase returns and the Bose. Okay, purchase returns means income. Purchase is an expenditure. Because of that purchase returns, expenditure value decreases means we are categorizing it as what ma? Purchase returns as an income. Purchase returns income, credit balance increases credit. Next, Bose value will be increases or decreases? Decreases. Bose means what ma? Creditor, liability, credit balance decreases debit. What is the entry we will get ma? Bose account debit to purchase returns account. Okay na? Write down that one. So on which date ma? 30th April 2021. Mr. Bose account debit to purchase returns. How much amount ma returns? 500 500. Can I write the compound entry? Okay na? Okay. Next, after this one, what is the transaction they have given ma? And we have paid to Bose how much? 4,000 in full settlement. 4,000 in full settlement. Okay. So totally we have purchased for how much ma? We have purchased for 5,000. In that we have returned 500 minus we have paid 4,000. What is the balance amount? 500. That balance we need to pay na? We no need to pay na? We no need to pay. So that this 500 is called as what ma? Discount received. So this 4,000 we have paid to the boss. Okay na? Cash asset debit balance decreases credit. Okay na? Boss balance will also be decreases because the boss is a creditor. At the time of making the repayment, the creditor value will be decreases. So boss creditor liability credit balance decreases debit, so that again we are debiting the boss. So what ma? To cash how much? 4,000. Next, discount received. Income credit balance increases credit. So Mr. Boss value will be decreases. Boss creditor liability credit balance decreases debit. Again the boss is debited. So that in the three asset boss is debited on the same data, on a different data, on a same date. We can write the component area? We cannot write the component area. We can write the compound entry. So what is the ultimate entry we'll get ma? Boss account debit to purchase returns account to cash account to discount received account. So to cash how much? 4,000. 4,000. Next one what ma? To discount received allowed? Receive. How much ma? 500. So what is the total amount ma? 5,000. Now the boss account will be tallied, will not be tallied. Boss account will be tallied. Okay na? In the boss account we will not get any balance, either debit balance or debit balance. In the same way Mr. Sane account also will be tallied because we have sold the goods and we have received all the amount from the Mr. Sane. Okay na? So what is the narration ma? Being we have returned goods, comma, paid cash and a discount received from boss or creditor. So like this we have to pass what ma? Journal entries. These are the basic journal entries or advanced? Just basic journal entries. So already we have discussed with a clear manner in the previous classes. Aswarnama. So those entries only they are given in the question. We already passed the journal entries. What is the next step ma? We have to create the ledger accounts for each and every account they have given. If you observe the first transaction, how many accounts we need to open? We need to open the 4 accounts: plant account, bank account, stock account and capital account. So let us open the 4 accounts. What is the ledger format ma? Date particulars JF amount. Date particulars JF amount. So we have to open the 4 accounts. Okay na? For me it will not take any time. Okay na? For you it will take time. Date particulars JF amount. Okay, guys. So which account ma? What is the first account? I think so. I need to draw. I think so. Cheating, huh? So how many accounts we need to open? 4 accounts. What is the first account name? Okay, now you have opened, completed. What is the first account name? Plant account. Plant account. Sir, plant account is debited or credited? In the journal entry, if you observe, the plant account is debited. So that in the ledger, we need to post on the debit side or we need to post on the credit side? We need to post on the debit side. By way of what? Opposite asset. What is the opposite asset here? Here the opposite asset is capital account. Okay, na guys. So if the plant is debited, so that we need to post in the ledger of the plant on which side ma? Debit side, with the name of opposite asset. What is the opposite asset ma? Capital. So while posting the debit side, we need to use the prefix called as to. While posting the credit side, we need to use the prefix called as what ma? By. So on which date? 1st April 2021. So on the same date, 1st April 2021 to capital. How much amount we need to post ma? In front of the plant, how much amount is there? 10,000. So that we need to post only 10,000. We should not post the 30,000. 10,000. What is the next account? After the plant, what is the owner has brought? Owner has brought that bank. Okay, now what is the amount of the bank? 8,000. So in the bank account also, we need to debit, we need to credit. We need to debit. So we will record what ma? To capital. In the amount column, how much? 8,000. So bank account. 1st April 2021 to capital. We need to record what ma? 30,000 or 8,000? 8,000. What is the next account, guys? The next account is stock account. So in the stock account also, we need to record on debit side or credit side? We need to record on the debit side itself, because in the journal entry the stock is debited or credited? In the journal entry the stock is debited, so that we need to record on the debit side of the stock account with the opposite asset name. What is the opposite asset name here? Capital. So in the debit side we need to use the word called as what ma? To. So to capital, how much amount we need to record? We need to record only the 12,000. We should not record the 30,000 or posted. So what is the account name? Stock. So 1st April 2021 to capital. What is the amount ma? 12,000. So we have posted all the debit accounts. What is the credit account ma here? Capital. So in the capital account, we need to record on which side? Credit side or debit side? Credit side itself. Yes or no ma? But credit side, we are having how many debits? We are having the 3 debits, so that we need to we need to divide the amount of 30,000 to the 3 accounts. What are the 3 accounts ma? Plant account, bank account and cash account. Stock account, sorry. So on which date? 1st April 2021. So while going to posting in the credit side of the particular account, we need to use the word called as what ma? Buy. So buy plant account. How much ma? 10,000. Next, on same date, on 1st April 2021, buy bank account. How much ma? 8,000. Next one, on 1st April 2021, same date, buy stock account. How much amount ma? 12,000. So we have posted the first journal entry successfully. Yes or no ma? Yes. What is the next one? What is the next journal entry ma? Furniture account, purchase account debit to cash account. We have opened the purchase account, no. We have opened the cash account, no. So that we need to open again what ma? How many accounts? 2 accounts. Purchase account and cash account. So purchase account. Next one, which account ma? Cash account. If you observe the journal entry, what is the journal entry we have recorded ma? Purchase account debit to cash account. So that purchases is debited or credited? Purchase is debited. So that we need to record in the purchase account which side? Debit side. Okay, now with the name called as what ma? To cash. How much amount? 5,000. In the cash account, we have to record on which side ma? Credit side. By the name called as what ma? By purchases account. How much? 5,000. We have clearly discussed in the initial classes itself. So purchase account to cash account, in cash account, by purchase account. What is the date ma? 2nd April 2021. 2nd April 2021. To cash account. What is the amount ma? 5,000. In the cash account, which side we need to record ma? We need to record on the credit side. On the date of 2nd April 2021, by purchases account. What is the amount ma? 5,000. Up to here completed guys. Okay na? We have posted 2 entries. What is the third entry ma? We have purchased the furniture for office decoration. What is the entry guys? Furniture account debit to cash account. We have opened the furniture account or stock account. We have opened only the stock account. We have not opened the furniture account. So that we need to open the furniture account. In the furniture account, which side we need to record? We need to record on the debit side with an opposite asset. What is the opposite asset ma? Cash. So in the furniture account, we need to record what ma? To cash on the debit side. In the cash account, again we need to open the cash account. No, because we have already opened the cash account. So it is sufficient. So in the cash account, we have to record on the credit side or debit side? Credit side. By furniture. How much ma? 3,000. So same date 2/4/2021, buy furniture. What is the amount ma? 3,000. Which account we need to open? furniture account. Which account we need to open? Furniture. So furniture is debited or credited? Furniture is debited. So that we need to record on the debit side. Okay guys. What is the date? 2nd April 2021 to cash account 3,000 rupees. Okay guys. If you want, you can write the T shape also, no problem. Okay na? Or otherwise, only one sum we are doing so that we can do the full-fledged one. Your wish. Completed? What is the third journal entry? Sorry, third one completed. What is the fourth journal entry? On which date? 3rd April. Rent paid account debit to capital account. We are having the capital account, but we have opened the capital account. We are not open the rent account. So in the rent account, we need to debit with the name of what? To capital account. How much? 2,000. In the rent account, we need to record on the credit side by the name of by capital account. How much? 2,000. So we have to open the rent account. We are already having the capital account. In that capital account, we need to record on the credit side. So where is the capital account? So on which date? 3rd April. So 3rd April 2021 in the capital account by rent account or rent paid account. How much? 2,000 rupees. So we need to open the which account? Rent account. Rent account. Which side we need to record? Debit side. In the journal entry, rent is debited or credited? Debited. So 3rd April 2021 to capital account. How much? 2,000. One account is debited means in the another account we need to credit it. Okay na? So 4 entries have successfully posted. What is the 5th entry? Cash account debit to sales account. We are having the cash account, but we are not having the sales account. We need to open the sales account. In the cash account, we need to record on the debit side because in the journal entry, cash is debited or credited? In the journal entry, cash is debited. So that we need to record on the debit side with the name called as what? To sales. In the sales account, we need to record on the credit side with the name of by cash of rupees 6,000, 8th April. Cash account debit side 8th April 2021 to sales. How much? 6,000. We need to open which account? Sales account. In the sales account, we have to be recorded on which side? We have to be recorded on the credit side because in a journal entry, sales is credited. So on which date? 8th April 2021 by cash account. What is the amount? 6,000 rupees. So we have passed 4 journal entries. 5? 4, I think so. Next, what is the journal entry? Next one. Salary account debit to cash account. Okay na? We have opened the salary account. No. We have already opened which account ma? Cash account. In that cash account, we have to record on the credit side by the name of what ma? By salary. How much ma? 1200 on 12th. In the salary account, we need to post on the debit side because the salary is debited or credited. Because the salary is debited. On the debit side with the name of what ma? To cash account. How much we need to post? 1200 rupees. So where is the cash account, guys? In the cash account, 12th April 2021 by salary account 1200 rupees. We need to open the which account ma? Salary account. Salary account, debit or credit? Debit, because in the journal entry salary is debited. On which date ma? 12th April 2021 to cash account. How much ma? 1200 rupees. Okay guys, completed. What is the next journal entry ma? Purchase account debit to cash account. We open the purchase account, yes. We open the cash account, yes. So already we have opened the two accounts. In the purchase account, we have to record on the debit side because in the journal entry purchase is debited with the name of what ma? To cash. In the cash account, we have to record on the credit side because in the journal entry cash is credited by the name called as what ma? By purchases. So 15th April and 3000. Where is the cash? Purchases. We have to record on the debit side. 15th April 2021 to cash account. How much ma? 3000. In next which account ma? In the cash account, we need to record on the credit side. 15th April 2021 by purchases. What is the amount ma? 3000. So next one also be completed. What is the next journal entry, guys? Mr. Sane account debit to sales account. We already opened the sales account, but we need to open the Mr. Sane account. In the sales account, we have to record on the credit side. Okay, now because the sales is credited with the name of what ma? By Mr. Sane account. But in the Sane account, we have to record on the debit side because Mr. Sane account is debited in the journal entry with the name of what ma? To sales account. Okay, na? So we have to open the Sane account. In the sales account, we have to record on the credit side. Where is the sales? In the sales, what is the date ma? 18th April 2021 by Mr. Sane account. What is the amount ma? 8000. We have to open which account? Mr. Sane account. Mr. Sane account. We have to record on which side ma? Debit side. Because what is the entry? Mr. Sane account debit to sales account. So what is the date of transaction ma? 18 April 2021 to sales account. Amount is 8000. What is the next transaction, guys? Sales returns account debit to Sane account. We have opened the sales account, but we did not open the sales returns account. So we need to open the sales returns account. In the sales returns account, we have to record on the debit side because the sales returns is debited in the journal entry. Okay, now in the same account, we have to record on the credit side. Now only we have opened the Mr. Sane account. Once again, we need to open or no need to open. No need to open. In that particular account only, we have to record we have to post this what was sales returns. Debit side or credit side? Credit side, 1,000 rupees, 20th April. So in the Mr. Sane account, so credit side, 20th April 2021 by sales returns account. How much ma? How much? 1,000. What is the next account we need to open ma? Sales returns. In the sales returns, which side we need to record? We need to record on the debit side, because what is the entry ma? Sales returns account debit to Mr. Sane account. What is the date of the transaction? 20th April 2021 to Mr. Sane account. Amount is rupees 1,000. What is the next journal entry, guys? The next journal entry will be cash account debit to Mr. Sane account. Already we have created the cash account and we have created the Sane account. Once again we need to create we no need to create in that account. In the cash account we need to debit, because the cash account is debited or credited. Because the cash account is debited in the journal entry with the name called as what ma? To Mr. Sane account. In the Sane account we need to record on the credit side. Okay na? Because Mr. Sane account is credited in the journal entry. Okay na guys? So cash account to Mr. Sane, in the Sane account by cash. 22nd 6,500. April 2021 to Mr. Sane account. What is the amount ma? 6,500. Next, in which account ma? In Mr. Sane account on 22nd April 2021 by cash account 6,500. What is the next entry, guys? Discount allowed account debit to Mr. Sane account. Yes or no ma? Discount allowed account debit to Mr. Sane account. In the Sane account, we have to record on the credit side. We no need to open once again Mr. Sane account, but we have to open the discount allowed, because we have opened we did not open we did not open. So in the discount allowed account, we need to record on the debit side, because discount allowed is debited in the journal entry. Discount allowed account, we have to record on which side ma? Debit side. What is the entry date ma? 22nd April 2021 to Mr. Sane account. How much ma? 500 rupees. In the Sane account, we have to record on which side ma? On credit side. 22nd April 2021 by discount allowed account. How much ma? 500 rupees. Next, what is the entry ma? Credit purchases from Mr. Bose. Yes or no ma? So what is the entry we'll get ma? Purchase account debit to Mr. Bose account. Yes or no? Purchase account debit to Mr. Bose account. We have to create Mr. Bose account, but we have already opened the purchase account. In the purchase account, we have to record on the debit side, because purchase is debited in the journal entry with the name called as what ma? To Mr. Bose account. How much ma? 5,000 rupees. What is the date of the transaction? 28th April. What is the purchases? 28th April 2021 to Mr. Bose 5,000 rupees. We have to open which account ma? Boss account. Mr. Boss account. Which side we need to record ma? Debit side. What is the entry? Sorry, credit side. Purchase account debit to Boss account. What is the date of the transaction? 28th April 2021. By purchases. What is the amount ma? 5,000. And next is the final entry. What is the final entry, guys? Boss account debit to purchase returns to cash to discount received. So we need 4 accounts. Mr. Boss account is already opened. Purchase returns need to be open. Cash account is already open. Discount received account should be open. So in the Boss account, we have to record on the debit side of rupees total how much ma? 5,000. But we need to bifurcate this 5,000 to purchase returns to cash account to discount received. Okay na guys? So in the Mr. Boss account, we have to post in the Boss account. Where is the Boss? Okay na? 30th April 2021 to cash account. How much ma? 4,500. Yes sir? 4,000. Only 4,000. On the same date again 2021 to purchase returns account. How much ma? 500. Next on the same date to discount received. What is the amount ma? 500. In the cash account, we need to record on the credit side. Yes or no ma? Because in the Boss account, we have debited, so that in the cash account, we need to record on the credit side. What is the amount we need to record? Only 4,000. So where is the cash account ma? So 30th April 2021 by Mr. Boss account. How much ma? 4,000. So now we need to open 2 accounts. Purchase returns and discount received. Then we'll complete the ledger posting. Purchase returns account. In the Mr. Boss account, we have recorded the purchase returns on which side ma? Credit side. So that in the purchase returns account, we need to record on the credit side. So what is the date of the transaction? 30th April 2021 by Mr. Boss account. How much ma? 500 rupees. Next which account ma? Discount received account. So in the Boss account, discount received is debited with the amount of rupees 500. So in the discount received account, we need to record on which side ma? In the credit side. So what is the date of the transaction? 30th April 2021 by Mr. Boss account. Okay na? If one account is debited, another account will be what ma? Credited. So what is the amount ma? 500. So what is the process completed ma? We have recorded the journal entries in the book of journal. Next, we have posted all the transaction into the ledgers. What is the third step now? We need to balance all the ledgers. That balances should be transferred to trial balance. Okay na? So fastly, what we have to do ma? We need to balance all the ledgers. What is the first ledger we have opened ma? plant account. So we are having a debit balance, we are having the credit balance. We are having a debit balance because the debit side is more than the credit side. What is the first step in the balancing? We have to write the totals. What is that? In the total column, we need to record the highest amount or lowest amount. We need to record the highest amount. So 10,000, 10,000. Next, we need to find out the difference. What is the difference amount, guys? 10,000. 10,000 minus 0 means 10,000. That difference amount should be recorded on the lowest side. What is the lowest side? Credit side. So here the 10,000. We will rounding off because this is called as a balancing figure. Which balance? Closing balance or opening balance? Closing balance. The closing balance should be on the current month ending or next month ending? Current month ending. What is the current month ending? 31st April or 30th April? 30th April 2021 by the name called as by balance carried on. Because we are using the C by D because closing balance. It should be transferred to the next month is called as a opening balance. On which side we need to transfer? Debit side, because we are having the highest amount on the debit side. So what is the next month beginning? 1st May 2021 to balance brought down. How much 10,000. Like that we need to do the balancing. What is the next one Bank account. Bank account also same way. What is the total amount? 8,000 should be recorded on the totals columns. Next one. What is the difference amount, guys? The difference amount is 8,000. Should be recorded on the lowest side. What is the lowest side Credit side is the balancing figure. So we have to record on the last date of the current month. What is the last date of current month? 30th April 2021 by balance carried on. It should be transferred to the next month beginning with the name called as what to balance brought down. Why we are debiting the balance brought down? Because we are having the debit balance. Okay na. So next month beginning means 1/5/2021 with an amount of rupees 8,000. Okay na. So what is the next step of ledgers trial balance? In the preparation of trial balance, okay na, the plant will be recorded on the debit side because we are having the debit balance. Okay na. To balance brought down means debit balance. By balance brought down means credit balance. Okay na, guys. So in the same way, bank account also will be recorded on the debit side because we have what we have got we have got the debit balance. In the same way, stock also 12,000 and 12,000. What is the difference amount 12,000. This is called as a balancing figure. Here we will write the what by balance carried on because this is a closing balance of the current month. What is the current month ending? 30th April 2021. So what is the next month beginning? 1st May 2021 to balance brought down. How much 12,000. It should be transferred to the debit side of the trial balance. Okay na, guys, because having a debit balance. Next, capital. What is the total capital amount Please do the total capital. 32,000. 10,000 plus 8,000 plus 12,000 plus 2,000. 32,000. So in the total column you have to record the highest amount or lowest amount. Highest amount. What is the difference amount again? 32,000. So this is called as what balancing figure. This is called as closing balance. To balance carried on. Here in the capital account we are getting a debit balance or credit balance? Credit balance. What is the year end 30th April 2021. What is the next month beginning? 1st May 2021 by balance brought down or carried on? Brought down. What is the amount 32,000. So in the trial balance we need to record on which side? Credit side. Next one, purchases. What is the total purchases 13,000. The highest amount is how much? Only 13,000 will be recorded in the total column. So what is the difference amount 13,000 should be recorded on the lowest side. The difference amount is called as a balancing figure. What is the current month ending? 30th April 2021 by balance carried on. Okay na. Now purchase account is getting a debit balance or credit balance? Debit balance, because debit side is more than the credit side. What is the next month beginning ma? 1st May 2021 to balance brought down or carried on? Brought down of rupees how much? 13,000. In the trial balance we have to record on the debit side or credit side? We have to record on the debit side. Next, cash. What is the total of the debit? 12,500. What is the total of the debit ma? 12,500. What is the total of the credit? Okay. So the total of the debit is equal to 12,500. The total of the credit is equal to 16,200. Okay. What is the highest amount? 16,200 need to be recorded on the totals column. 16,200. And here also how much ma? 16,200. What is the difference amount ma? 3,100 should be recorded in the lowest side. What is the lowest side here? Debit side is the lowest side. This 3,700 is called as what ma? Balancing figure. Okay na guys, balancing figure. What is the current month ending? 30th April 2021 to balance carried on. Okay na. Next what ma? What is the next month beginning? 1/5/2021 by balance brought down. What is the amount ma? 3,700. In the trial balance, which side we need to record ma? We need to record on the credit side, because this particular account is showing credit balance, because credit side is more than the debit side. How much amount we need to record? We need to record the amount called as 3,700. Next, furniture is easy to balance. What ma? 3,000. And here also how much ma? 3,000. So what is the difference amount ma? 3,000. This is called as a balancing figure. What we need to record? By balance carried on. What is the month ending? 30th April 2021. What is the next month beginning ma? 1st May 2021. We will call it as what ma? To balance brought down. How much? 3,000. What is the next account ma? Rent account. Rent account also easy to close. So 2,000. And here also how much ma? 2,000. What is the balance amount? 2,000. Here in the balance amount we have to record what ma? By balance carried on. Month ending 30th April 21. What is the next month beginning ma? 1st May 2021 to balance brought down. How much ma? 2,000. Which balance is this one? Debit balance or credit balance? Debit balance, because debit side is more than the credit side. In the trial balance we will record on the credit side or debit side? We will record on the debit side. What is the total of the sales? 14,000. So credit balance or debit balance? Credit balance. So the highest amount 14,000 should be recorded on the totals column. What is the difference amount ma? Again 14,000. This is called as a balancing figure. So to balance carried on. What is the month ending ma? 31st April 2021. So what is the next month beginning? 1st May 2021 by balance brought down. How much ma? 14,000. Which balance is this one? Credit balance. We have to record credit side of the trial balance. Next one, salary. Easy to close. So 1,200. And here also how much ma? 1,200. What is the difference amount ma? 1,200. So what is the meaning of this one? Balancing figure. So by balance carried on. What is the month ending? 30th April 21. What is the next month beginning ma? 1st May 2021 to balance brought down. How much ma? 1,200. So like that. So salary is having a which balance ma? Debit balance. So that we need to record debit side of the trial balance. Mr. Sane account will be tallied. Yes or no ma? Both the sides we are getting a similar amount of 8,000. So that what is the meaning of this one? this particular account is closed in our books of account. We are not getting any balance carried on or brought down, so that it should not be transferred to the trial balancer, should be transferred to the trial balancer, should not be transferred to the trial balance. If you are having a debit balance means we will record on the debit side. If you are having a credit balance means we will record on the credit side. Here there is no balance at all, so that we should not transfer to the trial balance also. Okay na guys? Yes or no? Or otherwise, please write the Mr. Sen account and no need to record any amount. No need to record any amount. Next is sales returns. Which balance ma? Debit balance. So 1000 and the 1000. So what is the difference amount ma? 1000. This is called as a balancing figure. Okay na? 30th April 2021 by balance carried on. Okay na? It should be transferred to the next month, 1st May 2021, to balance brought down. How much ma? 1000. What is the balance of this account? Debit balance should be recorded in the debit side of the trial balance. Next, discount allowed also simple, 500. And here also how much ma? 500. What is the difference amount ma? 500. What is the meaning of this one? Balancing figure by balance carried on. What is the current month ending? 30th April 2021. Next month beginning 1st May 2021. To balance brought down. How much ma? 500. Which balance ma? This one. Debit should be recorded on the debit side of the trial balance. So this account will also be what ma? Tallied. Okay na? So that we are not having any balance. So we will not record any amount in the debit side and we will not record any amount in the credit side, but we will show the account. What is the difference amount ma here? 500. Highest amount is 500. The difference amount is also same. So we are having the debit balancer, we are having the credit balancer. We are having the credit balance, so that we need to record in the credit side of the trial balance. So to balance carried on. What is the current month ending? 30th April 2021. Next month beginning what ma? 1st May 2021 by balance carried on. Sorry, brought down. How much ma? 500. That means the credit side is the more amount we are having. And the final one is called as what ma? Again 500, 500. What is the difference amount ma? 500. It should be closed, so that this is called as balancing figure. To balance carried on. What is the current month ending? 30th April 2021. Next month beginning what ma? 1st May 2021 by balance brought down. How much ma? 500. Like this we have closed all the accounts. Okay now, if you are having a debit balance means we will record on the debit side of the trial balance. If we are having a credit balance means we will record on the credit side of the trial balance. Then the trial balance should be tallied. If the trial balance is not tallied means we are made any mistake. We should check that one. Okay, now in the next class we are going to prepare the trial balance. So this is how we completed what ma up to here. What is the journal entries? What are the terminologies in the financial accounting? Next one what ma? Ultimate objective of the accounts. Next one what ma? Journal, ledger, trial balance. Next. Okay now, so in the next class we are going to discuss of subsidiary books. After preparation of trial balance, I will discuss about the subsidiary books. So try to prepare what ma? Trial balance while coming to the next class. So thank you. Have a nice day. Is there any doubts? So like this we need to prepare the journal entries and ledgers. So there are some more questions for practice. You need to practice those questions. I will not going to discuss in the class. If you have any doubts means I can explain in the class for a particular transaction. Okay guys, so thank you. Have a nice day. So we have discussed clearly nearly how many journal entries ma? 20 journal entries. That 20 journal entries will be enough. Okay, in order to understand the concept of modern accounting approach. Okay, now we are following only the modern approach in the class. Okay.